What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing the brand new / upcoming Air Jordan 3 SE Unite. Seemingly out of nowhere, I got a notification from the J23 app that the Air Jordan 3 SE Unite had shock dropped on the sneakers app. I actually didn't even realize that was the name of the shoe, so I went to the app and when I saw it, I was like, that shoe doesn't come out for a month, I should definitely buy that. And somehow I got lucky, and it looks like a lot of other people got lucky, and I was able to grab a pair on the sneakers app. The Air Jordan 3 Special Edition Unite, also known as the Air Jordan 3 Fire Red or the Air Jordan 3 Red Cement, is a sneaker that doesn't actually release until around All-Star Weekend on February 15th. Actually, come to think of it, that's exactly All-Star Weekend, so it releases on All-Star Weekend. And as I mentioned, the sneaker had a very small shock drop on the sneakers app the day that Jordan Brand released their All-Star Weekend lineup, which actually kind of seems like par for the course, because over the last couple years when they've announced their All-Star Weekend lineup, they usually do have a shock drop. Like 2 years ago when I was in LA for All-Star Weekend, they shock dropped the black cement 3s. Last year, I don't remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure they dropped something. And this year, it's the Air Jordan 3 SE Unites, which I don't think that name is gonna stick. I think people are gonna call it the Red Cement, but it is what it is. This special edition Air Jordan 3 comes for a retail price of $200 and actually also comes with this really cool special edition box. As you can tell, a majority of the box comes draped in this fire red, of course, to match the shoes. Of course, you've got the offset Jumpman in black gloss in the center of the red panel. And then the rest of the box comes in this sort of 3D elephant print texture that's sort of a mix between black gloss and black matte materials. And of course, in the front of the box, you've got the size tag and the colorway, which is fire red, cement gray. The only other special edition detail that I can find in the box is that the paper actually comes with the Unite text with the Jumpman as the eye, which I think is pretty cool. But getting into the sneakers themselves, the first thing that you'll notice is this bright fire red upper. This upper is interesting because it has that sort of DJ Khaled PE look, which I actually really like a lot, and if you obviously aren't able to afford the DJ Khaled pair, you can grab this and pretty much wear the same exact looks. Now, I mean, obviously the main appeal of that DJ Khaled PE is that there's only like a couple of them in the world, but if you just like it for the red, this is a good way to go. Around the toe of the sneaker, you've got your standard elephant print in gray and darker gray. And then just above that, you've actually got this smooth red leather mudguard that actually wraps around the upper. And then just above that, a majority of the upper is covered in this fire red tumbled leather. Material-wise, it is pretty much exactly the same as the black cement 3s, and it's also going to be a GR, which means it's going to be very widely available. So don't expect amazing materials, but they're not bad. The reason this shoe comes in a bright red colorway is because it's releasing for All-Star Weekend, which is in Chicago this year, and obviously Chicago Bulls, red, makes a lot of sense. Moving up on the shoe, you get to these flat black laces that actually weave through these really nice glossy black eyelets. And of course, if you're not a fan of the flat black laces, you can actually switch them out for the included white or red laces, which I actually might switch them out for the red because I kind of dig that look. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to wait and see. Underneath the laces, the bottom half of the tongue comes in perforated gray leather, and then at the top of the tongue, you've got this super smooth gray leather with the red Jumpman embroidered in the center. Now, something that I've noticed is that the construction of this tongue does seem to be different than the black cement 3s, and that's because the leather seems to go up a little bit higher, so you get a little bit less of this red sock liner showing, and it's also a little bit less padded, which I don't hate, but I also don't love. Now that I'm looking at it, it definitely looks different. It actually kind of looks kind of sharp, like you cut yourself on it. I don't know if I like it. I'm kind of torn or cut. On either side of the tongue, you've got more gray perforated leather with black eyelets, and at the top of the tongue, you've got these gray plastic eyelets. Inside the sneaker, you've got a red sock liner on the back of the tongue and a gray sock liner covering the rest of the ankle area. As you probably would expect, the insole of the sneaker comes in a matching red with the Nike Air branding printed in white on the heel. As for sizing and fit, this pair of Air Jordan 3s seems to fit just like every other pair of Air Jordan 3s. For me, that's true to size. For you, it might be something different. So, as I always suggest, if you have the chance to try this shoe on first before you buy it, definitely do that to make sure you're grabbing the right size for you. However, if you have to buy this shoe online, you should be fine going true to size. Continuing back on the shoe, you've got more of that super saturated red on the midfoot, which I really like a lot. It's kind of funny because I don't love the look of it on this shoe per se, but I love the color. This definitely isn't my favorite Air Jordan 3. Like, I obviously prefer the black cements and the white cements and a couple other colorways, but it's not bad. I just really like this color, just maybe not so much on the entire upper of the shoe. shoe. Then moving even farther back on the shoe, you've got more of that perforated gray leather around the top of the ankle, and then just below that, you've got an elephant print heel counter. Moving around to the back of the shoe, you've got a black pull tab with that coveted Nike Air branding in white. Something that's kind of interesting about this shoe is that there's actually a special edition version dropping exclusively in Chicago, and the only real difference is that instead of saying Nike Air on the heel, it says Nike Shy for Chicago. To my knowledge, that's really the only change on the entire sneaker. I like the fact that they're creating a special edition exclusively for Chicago. Like, I think that's great. I just wish they had changed it up a little bit more than just changing the heel tab. Now that I'm thinking about it though, this shoe is called the Air Jordan 3 Special Edition. So is that like a super special edition or a special edition? What would you call that? And then moving down on the shoe, you get to a black and white midsole, which is the same as the black cement 3s and the white cement 3s. And then finally rounding off the sneaker, you've got a gray, red, and white outsole. The Air Jordan 3 Special Edition Unite is a pretty interesting Air Jordan 3 colorway. It obviously takes a lot of cues from the black cements and the white cements, and overall, it's not a bad colorway by any means. If you love red or you really want to grab a shoe that kind of looks like that DJ Khaled PE, this is definitely a sneaker worth going for. I personally really like the Chicago Bulls inspiration. I think it's cool that they're trying something different, and I honestly wouldn't have been mad if they had given every shoe the Nike Shy on the heel instead of the Nike Air, because I feel like it would have made it a little bit more unique. The standard pair of these should release in pretty wide numbers, which is the pair that I have right now, so if you are trying to grab a pair of these for yourself, don't pay resale now and just wait for them to actually drop, because they shouldn't be too hard to get. But now I would love to know your thoughts on the Air Jordan 3 SE Unite or Air Jordan 3 Fire Red, and whether you grabbed a pair on the shock drop or whether you're planning to grab a pair when it re-releases on February 15th. So let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.